Augmented reality, or AR, is technology that gives you an enhanced view of the world around you. It allows you to overlay visuals and content into the real world. AR can be used to enhance students' learning experiences, and it does not have to be expensive. Today we're going to look at a free app called Measure that you can find on the App Store for iOS devices. It can be used on an iPad, an iPod Touch, or an iPhone. Let's get into it. The objectives of this training video are: after watching this training video, the teacher should be able to 1. Use the knowledge and skills gained to practice using the app, and 2. Integrate use of the app in a math lesson. This app is an app that is included in iOS 12 for iPhone and iPad, and you can also use it on the iPod Touch. It uses the camera as well as AR to measure the length of objects around you. It can measure place points on edges of objects and can recognize select shapes automatically, for example, a rectangle, which you will see demonstrated further on in the training. Students can use this app to estimate the size and area of objects. They can use it to measure length, height, as well as explore their environment in a new and fun way. So this is an app for you to use as the teacher to help your students with a measurement lesson, as well as the students can be taught how to use it so that their learning can be fun and they can be using technology in this way in a lesson as well. To download this app, go to the App Store and type in Measure, where you will see this app pop up and you'll be able to download it. It is free, so you don't have to worry about having to pay for it or having to pay for a particular feature inside this app. It will have some images that shows you what it's capable of, as well as some other information that you can read. I'm about to use the Measure app to measure a box. Currently there is no box on the table, so you'll see a circle with a dot inside. And let me bring it a little closer so you can see it. You'll notice there's a circle with a dot. Whenever I put the box down, you will see some different labels coming up or instructions. So I'll go ahead and put the box down. Here we have a rectangular box. Immediately it outlines the box, and I could click on this and it would show me the dimensions of the box. It would show me what the length and the width are, as well as I can click here in the middle and it is going to give me the length times the width to give me the area of the box. If I want to go ahead and measure this box myself, as in the length and width myself, without using this automated calculation that the app does, I can clear all that and I can go ahead and start measuring by lining up my dot with the edge of the box that I want to start measuring from. So I'll go ahead and line up the dot with the edge I want to start measuring from and click on the plus sign. When I click on the plus sign, you'll notice that there is a dotted line that moves as I move the iPad. What I'll do with that line is I'll take it all the way down to the other edge of the box and I'll click, and you'll notice that it saves the measurement that I have measured. I'll continue by going to the next side. I'll click the plus sign, and if it is not correct, so for example, I did not line that up properly, what I can do is click the undo arrow and I can go ahead and realign my dot. What is important is for you to make sure that this dot in the circle lines up exactly with that dot. So you place it on top, so that it lines up exactly. Whenever it lines up, you click on the plus sign and you continue measuring. So see, it lines up here. Now undo again to show you. So you make sure it lines up with the dot, you click the plus sign and you continue measuring. And I'll continue doing this all the way around the box. Again, when you look at the app, you notice that it has saved the measurements that you've already done, and you can continue measuring. Undo if it's not how you want it or if it hasn't lined up, and you keep measuring. There we have 3 sides measured. And when I take the iPad away, the box is there, I put the iPad back, the measurements are still there. Unless you clear the screen, it's going to remain there until you are finished with it. So let's continue and finish this up. One more time, we line up the dot and we continue measuring. And there we have it. We have the entire box measured with the dimensions saved on screen. If I remove it and put it back, it is still there because it's an overlay on top of the image of the box that you are looking at physically. It's an overlay that allows you to get the dimensions so you can calculate the area. And there we have it. And we will not just use this for a box or inside the classroom. You'll be able to go outside as well and use your mobile devices. You can use an iPod, you can use an iPhone. However, the iPad seems to be really optimized for this, and it takes really clear images with the overlay as you go along. Another thing you can do is take a screenshot or a picture of this. So if you want to use this with your class, you can do that. You can save your picture and you can use it as maybe say an answer key for your class if you've asked your students to do a measurement using this AR app. Okay. Here I am outdoors and I am about to use the Measure app to measure a rectangular plot in the garden. And I am doing this to show that you don't have to remain indoors. As long as you have a mobile device, you can go outdoors to do your different measurements using the app. I have started by doing the same things I did in the previous clip, which is making sure that I know where I want to start from with the measurements, lining it up, and using that dot, clicking on the plus sign so I can have my measurement. And as you see, the measurement remains so I can continue measuring. I lined up on the second dot, and if I don't think that it is lined up correctly, I can always do the undo arrow and do it again. I'm going all around this rectangular plot to measure, so you will notice in the video that I'm walking around to do that. And it's important to note again that I am able to do this for a small object, a bigger object, like a bigger area such as this rectangular garden plot, as I did with a box inside. And the app works the same way, whether I want to measure the area or I just want to measure the length of a side of an object. And of course, it works best with rectangles or rectangular plots. You can use it to measure other things, but it can automatically take the area measurement for a rectangular object. There were a few times where I was undoing the measurements because I did not think it lined up correctly, and so I did that. And here I took a screenshot that I can use with my students when I'm doing a measurement activity. I can use it as an answer key or I can use it as a reference point for my students. So as you do these measurements using the app, you can do that as well. I am also using the app to measure a paver. It's much smaller than the rectangular plot. However, it still demonstrates using the app to do measurement. The app can be used to measure length, perimeter, area, and in this case, I'm just going around the paver to get the perimeter. However, I can also use the length and the width measurements to calculate the area. I'm also going to demonstrate taking images using the circle above the plus sign to take these images that I can use later on in a lesson or as reference material with the students. Remember, you can go outside the classroom using this app, as well as you can use it inside the classroom, the physical classroom. I measured this rectangular table as well, and I used it to demonstrate just using the feature where it automatically gives the dimensions for the area for the surface of this picnic table. For more information on using the Measure app, you can visit the App Store on iPad OS, iOS, or read about it on Apple's website. You may be able to find examples of how to integrate it in a lesson, as well as useful tips for using the app effectively. And as always, your colleagues are some of your best resources. So you might have another colleague who's been using this app and can also give you some vital information that will help you to enhance lessons for your students.